What's going on, guys and girls? And a sad day, to say the least, um, uh, for State College, Pennsylvania. Um, Penn State University has had so much going on over the last 10 years, almost 10 years. And today, find out that there's a federal lawsuit being brought by one player, and is suing not only the university, but also the coach and a former teammate. And I'm not a Penn State fan. I lived in Pennsylvania for 12 years. Never been a Penn State fan. After they seemed to have gotten their act straight, and actually Bill O'Brien had just left, I think, and James Franklin was coming in to be the new coach. I decided to purchase me a Penn State shirt in support of the school, in support of the new direction that they were trying to take. I will not wear that shirt again. I will not wear that shirt again. This is in complete, utter embarrassment to that whole institution. You've got how many, 700 universities throughout the country, and this is the one that always gets pointed back to. I don't know what they're doing and what they're doing and how they're doing it, but they're obviously doing something wrong. Something's got to happen there. They're going to have, number one, they need to probably give the football team a death penalty. They probably just need to just cut ties with football completely at this school. Obviously, they no one there is going to learn, and no one's there is trying to become a better man, and no one there is trying to become a better football player. They've got too much time on their hands. And to read that article just a little while ago was disgusting. That the upperclassmen actually took freshmen and sophomores out to the field, laid them on their backs on the field, and actually, it's just, you got to read it. You just got to read it. And the coach is knowing this. The coach had full well known about it. You just hope this is not true, but it looks as though there's going to possibly be more and more complainants, or plaintiffs in this case, than just in one. Kind of like the deal with Sandusky. At first, it started with 2 complainants, and by the time it was over with, was it 18? Something like that. So many of them wouldn't step up. I hope if this happened, number one, I hope if it did happen, I hope every player that was taken advantage of in any shape, form, or fashion steps up. Number two, if this happened on James Franklin's watch and James Franklin knows about it, I hope he gets fired immediately. Number three, if this happened on James Franklin's watch and James Franklin is the head football coach at Penn State, then Penn State gets a death penalty. That's the end of their football. That you cannot keep putting up with this. This is total garbage. And so often, you got people, well, it's probably not true. Look, these young men are 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, sometimes 23 years old. There's a big difference between kids 23 years old and 18. and sometimes even 17 when they first report to school. These kids are naive. They don't know what they're stepping into. They don't know what they're walking into. And they're going along with whatever that's going on. But if James Franklin knew all of the stuff that went down right here, truthfully, like this alleges, this kid Isaiah Humphries, and let me also say, Isaiah Humphries' father was a player in the NFL. Okay, so his father is stepping out right here too, and he should have maybe a little bit of clout. Let's say it that way. That guess what? My son had enough guts to do this, and he filed his son, not him. His son filed this federal lawsuit against Penn State, Coach James Franklin, and a teammate named Damian Barber. Penn State, they're going through it again. Let me tell you what happened here, guys. Upperclassmen, juniors and seniors, with the knowledge of the coach, were actually taking players to the middle of the field at State College, laying them on their back, putting their genitals in their face, with the coach's knowledge. They were, and they're also doing, also hazing. And listen to this one now, okay? We're going to haze the underclassmen because we intend to make the underclassmen their bitch because this is a prison. That was we're going to make them their bitch because this is a prison. That was the participants in this situation. Then, when they put their genitals in their face, guess what they exclaimed? I am now going to Sandusky you. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Like I say, I've never been a Penn State fan, but I purchased a Penn State shirt before I left Pennsylvania. Once they actually shed of Bill O'Brien up and left, and now maybe we can understand why he up and left. James Franklin came in. I thought, okay, this is a breath of fresh air for this university. I'm not a Penn State fan, but I'm a fan. If they're going to clean their act up, what's up, Sean? If they're going to clean their act up, I purchased a shirt. I will not be wearing this shirt again. Number two, I think Penn State should get the death penalty. Death penalty. I'm talking about you take their football program and you shred it. You take every one of those kids right now. Every one of those kids right now, and you give them two options. The one option is you go in and you take a lie detector test. If you take it and you pass it, and you came to our school on the terms that you were going to be a student athlete, number one, you can actually transfer, go to another school with it, or you can stay at Penn State and get your education. If you're not willing to take a lie detector test, get them the hell out of there. Kick them the hell out of school and make their names public. Make every name public of every player that will not take his lie detector test. But you make them take a lie detector test through and through. And number one, and let me also state it this way: 18 to 22-year-olds, chances are every one of them knew everything that was going on. Chances are they all knew it. I say it this way: if they did not participate in this disgusting act, that they should be able to stay in school. Penn State has got a federal lawsuit coming down on them, the coach James Franklin, and the former teammate Damian Barber. The the former player Isaiah Humphries said that hazing went on, and it was a lot. Well, let me tell you what happened here. First off, they were hazing the underclassmen. Yeah, taking them to the football field and said, "You're gonna be my bitch because this is a prison." And that. It said, "quote unquote," we're gonna make them their bitch because this is a prison. End of quote. Then they took them to the field, and if you don't know who Jerry Sandusky is, read up on it. But they told these kids while the freshmen and some sophomores, "I'm going to Sandusky you," wrestling them to the ground, put their genitalia in their faces. I don't know what you do from here. Number one, I think the president has to be kicked. You brought a president in a few years ago to clean this whole act up, and this is Act Two. This is number two. They took the statue down. Wow, Wade saw this already, investigated, over with already. DA police found no crime. Really, really, and this is a brand new. I mean, this just came up an hour ago. Wow, really, wow, Wade. Well, I'll apologize then if this had no merit. Wow. And I mean, this was going, look at all ESPN, WGL, AL, the Bleacher Report. Wow. You're going to have to be some serious, apologizing to James Franklin if this is not true. And then you got to wonder what the kids got against the university if this is not true. Let's see if it's anything new about this. Penn State lawsuit. Penn State football lawsuit. I'm hoping I'm still not seeing anything any different. Wade, I'm not doubting you. I'm not doubting you at all, Wade. But I have not seen anything yet to drops anything of this being a frivolous lawsuit. Wow. Wow. So let me go on what was reported, guys. And this is just what was reported now. Wade Bressler in my chat right here just said this is done and over with already. I haven't seen that yet. And if it is, I'm sure it will come up. But this is what happened earlier. A federal lawsuit against Penn State University, against James Franklin, and against one of the players. Yeah, Sandusky was an old assistant coach. That's right. And he's facing 60 years in prison. So this former player from Penn State alleges that pretty much any source to the player filing a lawsuit. Well, I'll say this much: it is made headlines. Good Lord, everywhere. ESPN.com's run with it. WGAL TV, Bleacher Report. Isaiah Humphries Trust me, if this is not a true fact, Penn State's going to sue Isaiah Humphries for everything he's got. Well, I know what college I'm not going. Sean, Penn State and Penn State, their program has been trying to get over some stuff for the last better part of 8 years, 10 years. We know for a fact the first part of what happened, the Sandusky deal, the coach, Coach Paterno, he knew it all. We know that's true. We know that's all true. And then Bill O'Brien came in. He stepped in for 1 year, I think. I think he was there for a year, and then he left. And I was like, the university released an official statement. Well, Wade, I mean, that's kind of like ESPN.com's got this whole article. I want to hear somebody besides the university releasing a statement. Okay, that's kind of like pot calling the kettle. We're going to protect our own ass on that deal. I want to have it where I want to see it where a news agency or I want to see. No, Lawrence can't go to the draft this year. He's got to go 1 more year. I want to see where somebody where either the lawsuit is dropped completely, but I'm not going to go by what the university says. No, university, they're not carrying a hell of a lot of weight. Yeah, university, they're going to say what they're going to have to say. Tom Van Haren. He's the one, Tom Van Haren. And Ken may know him. Tom Van Haren. He released this article at 2:48, an hour and 20 minutes ago. And once he released it, some of the TV articles, everything is fake news. Interzone says all news is fake. You can't go by what the university is saying. Come on. I mean, they are defendants in this case. What are they going to say? Right. That's exactly right, Ken. That's exactly right. And they didn't clean house then. They didn't get rid of everybody. They should have got rid of the president. I mean, all the way through. And then they kept a couple of people that ended up hiring some more people. Wade, I don't like to go against you on something here, but the university releasing a statement, that can be as, I mean, come on, that's kind of like right now, James Franklin coming out and saying, well, this is not true. Well, let's hear both. I don't mind hearing both sides. Let's hear both sides, yes, but you just can't dismiss this claim just because the university just released an official statement saying this is not true. No, you can't. I mean, this is more than a little smoke right here. This is a dumpster fire right here, and when it was released, what was it? A few years ago, it was only 2 kids that were 28 years old. 29 years old, maybe older than that even, that came out and said this stuff about Penn State. And everybody, the first few weeks were saying they wanted money. They want money. They want money. They want money. Eventually, they went digging. And not only did they find out that it was hundreds of kids, but his own son. His own son said he even was trying to mess around with him. I mean, come on now. I'm not saying shut down the school. I'm not saying, I still say, yeah, let's wait until we hear both sides. But when you've got news reports and news sources saying, and this is a headline, former Nittany Lions player files federal lawsuit against James Franklin, Penn State for hazing. I go to Penn State, and I don't trust the police in this situation because with Sandusky there was 2 investigations and they let him off twice. This right here, I don't know Isaiah Humphries. I could not even tell you what position he played. I cannot tell you that. But if he's saying this happened to more than just one player, trust me, you give us a week. Give us a week. And let's see how many other players step up in this lawsuit. So but I'm going on an article. You see ESPN right there. So I don't know how trustworthy ESPN is, but if you don't want to trust them, I've got WGAL TV, Penn State football coach James Franklin, players and others named in federal lawsuit that alleges hazing. This is not something just scooped up by me right here. I've got 4 or 5 released reports right now, and it names him. It names James Franklin as knowing that this stuff was going on. He knew this was going on. Not only did Humphrey say he reported the behavior to staff members, including Franklin, multiple times, but not only was nothing done to stop it, but Franklin also set him up to fail. How about that? See, that's the sickest part of it all, guys. When you even think about what these kids come out there on the football field, and this is what they're saying now. They put their genitals in the lower classman's face, and this is, I am going to Sandusky you. I'm going to Sand, and did it on the football field. They didn't do it behind closed doors. They did it on the football field, in the middle of the field, and the coaches knew this. Some of the coaches knew this, obviously. And then it makes me wonder this. Come on, guys. Look, when I was 20, 21, 22 years old, the last thing I wanted to do is pick on a bunch of guys. If you're the football team, why wouldn't you want to be chasing all the girls? What is wrong with this school? Does no cute girls go to your school? My Lord. And in the showers again. Hayes lower classmen in the locker room, shower, and in the dorms as well. What is up? What is up with this? Yeah. What is up with this? And look, I'm not what like I say, somebody else may. Oh, it's weird. And I'm going to be the first to say, I thought James Franklin was exactly what that university needed. And we don't know yet. We don't know all the answers. We don't know everything yet. But if he knew some of this was going on, he's not their answer. The players' names that were listed that did this to him weren't upperclassmen. Parsons was a freshman last year. Barber was a sophomore. Matos was a sophomore. All right, hey Wade, let's say it. Let's say he got a lot of his facts wrong. Okay, let's say he got a lot of his facts wrong. If this coach knows this was going on, let me ask you, Wade, being that you're the insider here, you tell me what should happen. Number one, to James Franklin. If Franklin knew this was going on, even parts of it, I'm not talking. If he knew something was going on here, what should happen to Franklin? And then number two, what should happen to the Penn State football team? You guys tell. I mean, I don't know how you can defend this. Saying, well, he was a freshman, he was a sophomore, whatever.
Doesn't matter what age.
Yeah.
They shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah. It's no place in the game. There's no place anywhere for this. Not in football. I mean, this is I mean, he did all of this because he wasn't granted the immediate ability to play right away after transferring. He should be fired if true. Program should be done. Okay, Wade. We agreed. We agreed. We agreed on it then, Wade. And that's all I'm doing. All I'm doing is coming right here, right now, telling you a report that was released. Okay? That's all I'm doing is, and that's a report that's been released. And I have yet to see a report disputing saying this is totally false. Okay. I'm not saying James Franklin should not be fired yet. No, I don't think he should. But it's not football season right now. It might be a good time for him to say, look, James, maybe it's a good time for you to take your vacation. You take 2 or 3 weeks away, get away from his school a little bit. Take every one of those kids, and I'm telling you, if they have to take them one by one and ask them 100 questions each individually, even with if they have a lawyer present, that's fine. But come on, something's got to happen, guys. This is past sickness here. And Wade, I like to say, I am so hoping this is not all true. I really am. I am hoping for everybody's sake that this is not all true. And I hope this kid, what's his name? Humphreys. I'm hoping Humphreys is a liar. I really am. I'm hoping Humphreys is a liar. But he filed a federal lawsuit. So somewhere the courts felt the need. They could have blocked the lawsuit. If they think it's frivolous right off the bat, they can block this. Sean says hi.
Hello, Sean.
So that's what I'm saying. They did not block this. You can't just go to a courtroom and just say, look, I want to file a federal complaint against my boss man. The first thing they're going to say is, hey, Dale, the first thing they're going to do is they're going to ask questions and find out what's going on. They're going to ask you some questions. And trust me, I'm sure they didn't ask him questions he wanted to hear. You know, and Penn State, I mean, they're looking so much better. Another Penn State deal, Dale. Not quite. Well, I'm not even going to say not quite as bad as the first one. It's bad enough if it's true. But you know, and I'm hoping for Penn State's sake, for their sake, that this is not true. I'm hoping this kid's looking for money, and they end up roasting him at the stake. But I tell you one thing. Number one, that the lawsuit has went through, and it's officially a federal lawsuit. Number one. Number two, this is one kid going up against the world. Okay? One kid and his father going up against the world right here. And how many people you think had looked him in the eye and said, really? Are you telling us the truth? Or, you know, he's living with that every day, whether it's the truth or not. Whether it's the truth or not, you know, he's living with that every day. Now let's see if more people step up and say, guess what? It happened to me. 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 And then the next thing you know, it's 20, 30, 50 people out here. What is saying here is in the lawsuit is they this kid along with some other freshmen were hazed with the knowledge of a coach, because he's named in the lawsuit that James Franklin knew that hazing was going on. What sort of hazing? Well, they took them. It said here to the middle of the football field, and put their genitals in their face and said, "I'm going to Sandusky you." And that's why I feel bad. But you know, I feel bad for both sides, for him and for this university. But how much more can this school take? How much more can this school take? I mean, they were on the death penalty. They were on the edge of the death penalty when that deal with Sandusky and Paterno knowing about it. And I think the only thing that saved Penn State was the death of Joe Paterno. Joe Paterno was going to have to go in front of a jury and answer questions. And I think by that time the man thought, really truly believed in his head that nothing went on, because he went to his grave saying nothing went on. But it was uncovered. Everything was uncovered, and was proven that Joe knew everything. If he had went to court, I guarantee you things would have been different right now at Penn State. I'm not saying it's full guilt here, but something happened. Something happened. You ain't gonna tell me for a second that a federal lawsuit has been granted to this one kid. A federal lawsuit's been granted to this one kid. They don't even tell his age. Former player. Now, he could have had it out with Franklin. Franklin might have said, you know what? Let's slap this kid around a few times because he's just a big mouth, loud mouth kid. We don't know. I mean, and if he did, that's still wrong. But are there gonna be more players that step up? I think that's going to be a telling tale. If he's standing there alone 3 weeks from now, then you're going to start making me think, whoa, hold on for a second. Hold on for a damn second. This kid was saying this was going on, obviously he won't 94, it's not 94 players against one. We know that. If something was going on, some kids ended up being victims of this. If nobody steps up and joins in with this kid, let's say a week, 10 days. Within 10 days, nobody steps up. Then I'm gonna start thinking just like more like Wade there. That okay, this kid right here is a sourpuss, sour grapes, and everything like that. And it's a shame that they're putting this college through all this. But something he told the federal judge that granted him this lawsuit. He told him something. I don't know what. You're right, Sean. It was a great game last night. That's a shame, too. That's a shame that a day after all that, this was released. And I'm sure that's part of the time. And NCAA or whoever had something to do with it made sure this did not get released until the day after the football game. Who knows what's going to happen now? And if you saw my earlier video, I'm hoping that's nothing on the Phillies on that deal, and that's just coming straight from my mouth. There, it's no. I have not heard any report or anything, but I heard a report last week that they were close to signing Real Muto, and the timing of it just kind of weird. Yeah, Penn State and USC both are both of them in the same boat right now. They really are. It's a shame. It's a shame. But if that's what you got to do, but I just hope, this is what I hope. I hope any of the kids that did not take part in this are not immediately kicked out of school. I hope they pick and choose whatever way they have to, even if it takes a lie detector, and be like, okay, we're going to ask you questions. Did you take part in this? No, sir. No, ma'am. Yes, sir. Yes, or whatever. I hope not. I hope they let those kids stay in school. That's if this program gets shut down. Um, you can't wait for baseball. Sean's ready for baseball. I'm ready for it too. I really am. But I saw this report. I was back in the other room, and I was just like, I just rolled my eyes. Um, I agree with you, Dale. Something's to it. Now, it may not be to the effect that he says right here, but if if he was getting beat around and the coach knows about it, that's enough for his job right there. That's enough for his job right there. You know, so it's a shame. It's a real shame. But you know, and I'm hoping as much as anybody. Like I say, I'm not a Penn State fan. I lived in Philly for 12 years, and can't find the hair there it is. And after James Franklin took over, I decided I'm gonna purchase me a Penn State shirt. Well, my wife might have bought it for me.
Actually, that's a wrong statement. You had that Penn State shirt for a long time.
Did I have it longer than that? Okay. I didn't start wearing it again until James Franklin started the program. The whole program should be shut down if true. And and then like I say, I to go back to it earlier. Now, I mean, it's a sad statement, but does Penn State not have pretty girls go to their school? I always used to hear the football team wanted the cheerleaders. They wanted this and that. What is up with that school? What is up with that? I just don't understand it. I mean, USC, even in USC's crazy state of affairs, each one of them football players most time has, a cheerleader or whatever, but I just don't understand it. I really don't. It just befuddles me that, you think a case, and um, I haven't even looked. No, Penn State has guys and girls. How you doing, Yang family? No, girls and guys both. It's co-ed. It's a co-ed school. Yeah, Penn State's a co-ed school. Definitely, it's a co-ed school. No doubt about that. But I haven't even turned my television on. Okay. Um, I haven't even looked and seen, but I'll bet you right now, if you turn it on CNN, CNBC, or Fox News or something, I'll bet you that somebody's got it going on about this. I'm gonna turn my TV on. I'll be right back, guys. All right. Is anybody? CNN's got it on now. Really? Yeah. CNN's not reporting a bunch of lies, guys. Not all the time. And we're not going. We're not. I saw the news on ESPN website. Yeah, that's what. Me too, gang. Me too. That's what I saw that. That's why I'm saying, this is not a drop subject yet. I'm sorry. No, not quite. Not quite a drop subject yet. ESPNU. Yeah. This is, I'm checking different channels. They're not talking about it. Fox News. Thank you, Yang family. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. I have a lot of talks on here. We have discussions on here. A lot of times we don't always agree with things. CNN, but we have some talks, not always sports related, most of the time sports related. And then go back and look at some of my videos. I got some where I went fishing. I got some board games. We got a lot of stuff going on. We have a good following here, our YouTube following here is pretty cool. So you I had it on ESPN, ESPN2. I'll try it. But yeah, hang around a little bit, see if you like us. Yeah, definitely do that. That's what we're not very hard to get along with. Sean's a little bit of a pain in the ass. Stop picking on Sean. Sean's our youngest member of the panel here. He's 16. I don't know. I don't know, Dale. I don't know. I'm not catching it anywhere. CNN. It's got to be somewhere. Somebody got to tell me where it's at.
Well, he said online on CNN, not on the.
No, he said online on ESPN.
No,
Yeah.
he said CNN, I thought.
It said CNN's got it now. Is what Dale said.
I saw it online though.
I saw the news on ESPN website.
Yeah.
That's ESPN. Yeah.
All right, I'll be quiet.
Rob's not too bad. Rob's not too bad. Well, I'll get rid of the beard soon. I get rid of the whole beard soon. Got to get my hair cut and all that stuff. Stop wearing my hat in here and all that type of stuff too. We'll see where we can find it at. Right, Fox News. But they're sure releasing it on here. Let's see. A lot of times you can update your phone and then see what's the news reports going on. Penn State, James Franklin. And it's still up. ESPN, WGAL, TMZ. I don't know how much. USA Today is. When did this happen? He's a former player, and I'm hearing from one of the other folks in the room here. He was a disgruntled player too. So let's take that all into account. He was last year the police investigated this. Okay, all right. Let me ask something. Let me ask a stupid question. If the police investigated this last year, what the hell's taking it so long to get to the public? Do they have that many blankets? It was when he was a freshman, I guess, so he played through all this stuff, that's idiotic too. I don't understand that one too by the kid. Oh yeah, sure, the lawsuits which bring attention. But what I'm saying is this: if the police investigated this last year, this should have been on TV. This should have been a report last year. This should have made the news last year. If the police go out here and investigate somebody for shooting somebody, if the police go out here and investigate an auto accident, the news is right there in front of it. What the heck's going on? School said nothing was wrong. The school said no. Well, I tell you, no, sir. This is a federal. It could be it's a federal lawsuit. It may be considered a federal civil suit, but that tell me police didn't find. Oh well, all I can say is this: if in this civil suit, 4 or 5 or 6 more students step up and tell, and then what they need to do is put them in separate rooms, let them tell their story. He's suing the school. He's suing the coach too. Yes, he's suing the coach too. Yep. Yeah, the DA review. Oh, yeah, it says right here the DA reviewed the case and decided that no charges would be pursued. He is going to make a bunch of money. He could. Oh, I tell you what, he's not going to make a bunch of money if this is not true. They're going to end up countersuing him. Stephen Marino, Philadelphia lawyer, it says this is not isolated to only his client. Isaiah attended the school during 2018, and then he left to another school where he's offered a scholarship in 2018. So he went to a different school. And he even said Barber, and then it says right here, Barber was suspended for the first game of the season against Toledo, a violation of team rules. He's not going to make all that money if this is not true. I want to see if more players are going to step up to this. It's the same county, Ken. Yes, it's the same county, and the same state police as well. You're right. You're right. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I look at it this way. Yeah, maybe it's only a civil suit. Let's see if more people step up into this case. Because do you remember when they talked about Sandusky? Does anybody remember that? When they started talking about Paterno? I think everybody thought they was crazy. Joe Paterno did that? No way. No way. No way he would do that. And then time went on. And then these two complainants, the two plaintiffs, came to court and said, "Look, this is what happened. They take us in the shower with this and that and this and that." Coach Sandusky. Then all of a sudden, more kids, and they were no longer kids. We're talking 30-year-old adults, 30s, stepping up saying, "Guess what? That happened to me too." Now, I'm not going to tell you, I'm not going to sit here, and I'm not even going to sit here for a second and tell you that all 50 or 60, however many, or 40 or whatever, got violated, because I'm not even going to go there and say that. But you don't tell me for a second that some of them didn't. I don't believe that. You know. Yeah, the lawyer said, yeah, this was not an isolated case. He said the hazing participants stated they intended to make the underclassmen, quote unquote, their bitch because this is a prison. Let's say all of this is not true. Let's just say parts of this is true. At BP, guess what? Frat boys do it all the time. But let's also say this much: that coach is making $5.7 million to see that it doesn't do it on his watch. 5.7 million. 5.7 million. 5.7 million.
Okay, calm down.
And if he knew about it, I don't even care. Let's say it this way: I don't even care if he just knew about it and didn't report it. That's bad enough right there. But if he says it's okay to do it, come on. How far can a coach go before something has to get done? Frat boy, okay. Well, what we're saying is this: a coach that's making $5.7 million. Okay, if he knew about this, what should have been done right on the spot? He should have come public with it right on the spot and said, "Guess what? This young man, 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 however many. I'm picking every one of you. pack your damn bags. Not only are you leaving this campus, not only are you leaving this campus, we're going to take you down to the sheriff's office right now. Well, all I can say is this, BP. If the chancellors and the presidents and all these people know that this is going on there, it may be time to lock the doors to that school and just save Pennsylvania taxpayers a little bit of money where they don't have to put no money toward that college anymore. If you're saying that the chancellors know this is going on. It's funny that it's always coming back to this school. It's always coming back to Penn State. If it's okay, and this is my thinking. If you're an 18, 19, 20, or 21-year-old young man or young lady, and you hear about this, just hear about it. You don't even see it. You just hear about it. Don't you go tell somebody? What is up with these people? You've still got people. Look, folks, you still got people at Penn State right now that think Joe Paterno's statue should still be up. His statue. You still got people that believe that. I don't know what to say. All I can say is let's hope this is not true. No, I wouldn't either. What else can Franklin do? What else can Franklin do? What else can he do right now? It's up to the president to step in now. It's way above Franklin now. It's not even the president or chancellor now. It's federal prosecutors coming in there now. I'll tell you, and this is my opinion. This is just my opinion. The lawsuit goes against the university, James Franklin, and a former teammate, Damian Barber. Guess who's going to fold first out of all three of them? Guess who's going to fold first out of them three? The university, James Franklin, or Damian Barber? What's up, Dave Gardner? What's going on? Damian Barber will be the first to fold. You wait and see. He's going to fold like a tent, and he's going to, even if all he agrees to, if all he agrees to is goes to the plaintiffs and say, look, all I want to do, I don't want to have to pay for the next 50 years, and I don't want to have to go to jail. What do I have to do? You better believe Damian Barber is going to go find him a lawyer real quick, and he's going to fold his tent. The university's not going to give up. And you can bet James Franklin's not giving up anytime soon. Not for $5.7 million, he's not. Damian Barber is going to be the one that folds. And you watch. Damian Barber will be the one that will come up and say, guess what? Do I have to do this? What do I have to do to get out of trouble? BP, I'm sure Damian Barber, he was listed on the federal lawsuit, former teammate that done some of this stuff to the other kids. So he was a former teammate. He was kind of running the show, as they say. Trust me, if it comes down to one player, a coach that's worth $5.7 million, or a university that's worth, hundreds of millions or tens of millions, let's say that. Trust me, Damian Barber's probably crawling out of his skin right now to try to get the hell out of this. You better believe that. Especially if there's a chance later on, after this is over with, he could be facing jail time. If if they find out this is true, obviously the DA will run with it then. You know, yeah, he is going to settle. You wait and see. If this is true, Damian Barber is going to be finding him a lawyer real quick and say, look, all I want to do, I don't want to have to be paying money for the next 50 years, and I don't want to go to jail. What do I have to do? And you will see him singing like a damn canary. You wait and see. That's why they had him listed. They could have probably listed, any player on there, but they got one on there because they want him to sing like a canary to them. Now I guarantee you, the college at this point, the college is trying to get to Damian Barber and say, "Look, you keep your mouth shut." That's easy for the college to say. This kid could be serving some time before it's all. Well, Franklin. Well, let's see how Franklin goes out. If Franklin fights this, if Franklin, goes tooth and nail and says, "Damn it, I ain't leaving," then you got to give the coach some credit at least for not just bailing out. NCAA never has a comment because they're scared that anything said can be used against them in court. They always no comment deal. That's a walk in the line type thing. I don't think they can fire him yet. And then where do they go from here? Who the hell wants that job? If they keep playing, But man, yeah, recruiting. How do you recruit there now? it's almost 20 years worth of crap going on here. How do you get any recruit to come to Penn State anymore? And how about this? What if you're just a student? What if it's students? What if you had just a student, your son or daughter just attending that school? Look at all the crap they got to get put through. You walk from one class to another, you walk by 50 cop cars. That's not normal. That's not normal, folks. You know that? I agree. I think Franklin will get fired, but I want to see what kind of fight he puts up. But can you imagine? And I know some kids going to that school. Can you imagine going from English class to math class and you're walking across campus and all you see is police cars? You feel safe, I guess, but my God, it's not normal, folks. It's not normal. Can you imagine that? And now federal, now it's FBI. It's FBI now. It's not just state police. It's not just local sheriffs. It's FBI. Hell, who knows? They liable to start going through everybody's rooms before it's over with. We don't know. Right now, it's only in the sports department. We don't. Sure, it's FBI. It's federal. It's federal stuff, Sean. Yeah, it's still went to the federal, so that they're going to try to, they obviously got to try to keep control of the situation. But I don't know. And then if you're a player, let's say you're a player at Penn State, what do you do now? What do you do? Okay, all this went on, even if you didn't do anything. What team is going to want you? That's a shame. Wow. Dale, and I don't think they're going to lock your doors to the place, but I tell you one thing, their football team they could be in some serious jeopardy. They could be in some serious jeopardy. It's crazy. It's a sad day, folks. It really is. Well, yeah. And the thing is, this is what should happen. This is what exactly what should happen. If they shut down, if they shut down that football program, any monies, whatever percentage comes to the school from the state should have to be paid back for every scholarship. For every scholarship, it's crazy. I lived in Pennsylvania. You owe me some money. Me and my wife gonna send a letter to Pennsylvania. We lived in Pennsylvania. You owe us some money.
I went to Penn State.
She went. Yeah, she attended Penn State. She went. Now it was not State College, but she went to one of their, what do you call it, campuses? Satellite campuses. Yeah, but she went to Penn State. Sure did. You know what, Sean? I think they may be even below USC. I don't know. Both is really bad. USC is defrauding. These guys right here are just, it's is sickening here. Fraud is bad enough. Thief, fraud, theft and stuff like that's bad enough. But when you start talking sexual acts or stuff like that, it's probably worse. Yeah, it's probably worse. And look at how Baylor's really cleaned, fixed their self up a little bit with Matt Rule. I'm not going to watch Duke tonight. I'm going to actually step out with the wife tonight. We're going to go somewhere. We're going to go out for a little bit, in just a little while. In fact, we're not going to be very long. But thanks everybody that's a new subscriber to my channel. Tomorrow is my 1 year anniversary. Sure is my 1 year anniversary, and we'll see how many people I got. I want over twice that many. I want 300. I want 300 next January 15th. We'll see if that can happen or not. Yeah, Duke playing Clemson tonight. Clemson's not going to be in a good mood. Let's see if Trevor Lawrence shows up for that. It was said that he probably was going to be at the football game. I mean, at the basketball game if they won. Now, will he show his face if they lose? I think he should. They don't have anything to be ashamed of. Clemson came out and played a good game. They just met a buzzsaw in LSU. Thank you, Wade. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. And look, you do not have to agree with everything I say. Don't even. What I say is not law. I just reported it, guys. So I am so hoping that a lot of this is smoke and not so much fire. Oldest Cassius Stanley is the oldest freshman in college. Do tell us, BP. Tell us more about Cassius. He's older than Zion. Now is he going to Penn State? Clemson going to be in the national championship next year? Oh, I think so too, Donrell. Yeah, I agree. Who's going? I mean, really, they got a stacked team. They're losing what, 9 players, 8 players, but they're not losing their quarterback. LSU's losing a quarterback. That's a hard position. Cassius Stanley, the oldest freshman in college, he's a freshman at Duke. Wow, does he play basketball? See, that tells you right there how much I've kept up with it this year. I haven't even watched Duke play at all, and I'm a Duke fan, but I have not seen Duke play this year. And that deal with the Duke deal a few years ago, that was sickening too. That was pretty sad. He's 20. Yeah. Is he a good ball player? I never watch the news. I never watch the news. Let's see if it's still headlines. If it's not headlines, let's hope it's not anyway. Headlines the next hour. It's not at the top of the headlines right now. That's good. I'm glad. So, um, Matt Rule ended up going down to North Carolina. I mean, to Carolina to coach the Panthers. All the coaching vacancies are pretty much taken now. Will Jason Garrett get a job? Offensive coordinator, still open at Carolina. I tend to think not there. Cleveland, possibly there. He could get it. We'll see. We'll see what happens there. I still say more headlines better for the. Yeah, it would be, I guess. Yeah. I still say Bill O'Brien should be fired from the Houston Texans. Anybody watch that football game over the weekend? I'm just like, you gave up 48 unanswered points. Philly's looking for an offensive coordinator. Jason Garrett going to be the Penn State coach. That's not even funny, Sean. They're not going to be able to. By the time it's over with, they're not going to be able to find a high school coach that wants to coach that team. It's going to be bad. But it's going to be very, very interesting to see how things play out. Oh, I promised you guys something. Hold on. Wait right here. Wait right here. I'm going to do my Cam Newton for you guys. I forgot I was going to do that. Let's see. I'm going to do my Cam Newton for him. Hang on, guys. Everybody in the room is wondering, what is Rob going to do now? He's going to do his Cam Newton for you. Probably have 20 people watching by the time it's over with. Deshaun Watson. Oh, me. Deshaun Watson. Man, oh, man. So, we don't forget we've got the 3 boxing matches coming up on the pay-per-view. I guess you guys know who the fighters are already. I announced that the other night. Let's see. If you don't know, the lightweights is going to get the 8-round fight. It's going to be Sweet Pea Whitaker against Roberto Duran. The 10-rounder is going to be the heavyweights. Rocky Marciano against Floyd Patterson. And the 12-rounder is going to be the middleweights, Greb against Walker. So Marciano's my champion. Walker's my champion, and Duran's my champion. Sean's a trip. Let's hope, guys. Let's hope and pray for all these young men's sake that a lot of this is just blown up. But I don't know. I tell you, it's sad. It really is. Even if one case of it is true, that's one too many. I mean, you hear about it on the street, or you hear about it at somebody's house or something. It's an offense, and somebody's going to jail for it. So maybe it is, but being that they got the legal order, they got the order for it. I don't know. But if it ends up becoming true, Penn State's in a lot more trouble than they realize. Oh, they may realize by now it may be a lost cause. Um, just like was it BP said um, they got to fire Franklin. Yeah, BP said that it's probably his job. He's right. I just got thinking about it. They can't leave him in there. They can't leave him in the situation they're in right now. Um, and that's a shame. If I really thought Franklin was going to come in and clean this, clean this place up a little bit. That's not going to help him. That's not going to help him at all now, Sean. Um, but he goes from Vanderbilt to Penn State. Now, now where would he go if he's going to leave? I don't know. And like I say, Bill O'Brien was a middleman there, and I don't like Bill O'Brien either. If you saw, it's purely on coaching standpoint there, I just thought he was a dumbass. Penn State has a knack of picking the winner, don't they? Damn. Maybe it's time for a female coach. Maybe it's time for a female coach. These guys don't know what a female looks like, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what the hell they got to do. Maybe they need a lady coach. Be like, guess what, guys? Act like you got some sense. I don't know. I don't know what they got to do. But let's, the Big Ten right now. Oh, I didn't even turn on that. Let's see if we got it on Big Ten Network. It might be where to look. It's on Lincoln Riley. How much would it cost Penn State to get Lincoln Riley to come up there? $20 million a year? I don't think so, Sean. I don't think there's a chance Lincoln Riley comes up there. Not even remote. Not even a small chance. Lincoln Riley, $26 million a year. Yeah. They don't. With lawsuits like they were just talking about a little while ago, they're going to be in the same boat with USC if they keep having to pay lawsuits out for the next 75 friggin' years. Because these players are not. It's not like these players are 60 and 70 years old. Some of them 25, 30, 35 years old. And if they're going to be getting, if they file a lawsuit and they end up winning some type of lawsuit money, a lot of times it's in funds of 6 months to a year, and they keep paying it. So I don't know. It's going to be very, very sad. It's going to be a sad day. I'm telling you, it's going to be Jason Garrett. We'll see. I kind of doubt that, though. All right. My name's Rob. Thanks for joining my channel. Thanks for the great turnout. Man, oh man, we had like 20 people in here a while ago. It's a shame for the reasoning that we were here, but I will definitely try to start my red, white, and blue racing up maybe in the next couple of weeks, probably around the Super Bowl time. And this boxing, we're going to have my pay-per-view very, very soon. I'll give you at least 24, 48 hours notice and try to, have a lot of liquids ready to drink when I do, 30 rounds of boxing, which I'm hoping it won't go 30 rounds. I'm hoping we see a few knockouts in there. So we'll see what happens there. So until I see you again, my name's Rob. Thanks so much for checking out my channel. Thanks for subscribing. If you will, give me the thumbs up right there. And until I see you again, God bless. Have a great, great day. Be good to each other. And let's hope a lot of this situation with Penn State blows over. And it's not true, though. Not just blows over, but let's hope it's not 100% truth to it. Until I see you again, thanks a lot.